Yes, so good morning once again. Karibuni sana to today's webinar. I am so happy to see you guys. I am so happy to say that we have been punctual and we are ready and very curious to learn about today's program. So mine is to welcome you all. My name is Milka Kimani and I'm here to introduce Carol. But before I get to introduce her, let me just give you a brief introduction. Kindly let's mute our mics. So today's webinar has been sponsored by the Institute of Functional and Naturopathic Health Practice. And for those who are new to the program, we are a program that focuses on recommending or advising on the natural, on the natural remedies that we can locally find around us to help prevent and manage illnesses. And we are only able to do that with the help of our very able naturopathic practitioner who is Carol, your health coach. I'm sure we have interacted with her on several occasions, and we know that Carol is very passionate about naturopathic and holistic healing, whereby she talks about, with the help of the scientific research that we get from our doctors, with the help of our doctors also, she uses the wisdom that is naturally provided by God, using the locally available herbs, supplements that we can get. Not only that, she also gets to advise on the lifestyle modifications that one can adopt to help any situation, treat any situation or any illness or any condition that you might be going through. And I'm very happy to see that we have joined the class, we have joined this webinar, which has been fully sponsored by IFNHP, because it shows that we are very curious to learn and to get this knowledge. And I am looking forward to having a very open-minded session whereby we have that interaction with our Carol. Yes, Carol, your health coach. And before I get to introduce her, I just want us to start with a word of prayer. So let us believe and pray. Almighty Father, we come before you this morning with grateful hearts. We have gratitude in our hearts, Lord. We are thankful, Lord, for the gift of life. We are thankful, Lord, even for our program today. We thank you, Lord, for this session that you have allowed us and enabled us to come together as we look forward and as we gather to get the knowledge that Carol has prepared to us, Lord. We pray, Jehovah Father, that you may remember her, even as she prepares to come and deliver to us, Lord. May you give her the wisdom, may you give her the knowledge, and also grant us understanding, Lord, that we may be able to understand the different concepts. Help us, Lord, even to apply what we are going to learn with open minds, with open hearts. May you help us, Lord, to understand, and also, Lord, to use the knowledge that we gather not only for our own benefit, Lord, but to also share it with our loved ones and those who are around us. We ask, Lord, that your favor, your peace, your grace may work with us. May your wisdom be with us, Jehovah God, even in every decision that we decide to make, Lord. May you have clarity in all that we do, and may you work with us even as we begin today's webinar. We invite your presence, even for those who have joined us, Lord. We pray that you may bless them, you may expand them, Lord, and you may remember them. Even for our loved ones, Lord, may you remember them, may you protect them, and may you continue to provide for them. For this we pray, believing and trusting. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Carol. So I hope we are ready with our notebooks and our pens, because we are going to learn so much today. We have prepared 2 sessions for you. So for the first session, let me introduce Carol so that she can take over. Karibu sana, Carol.
Hi, Milka.
Hi. Hi, Carol.
I'm doing mic testing because I am in a different space and I don't want to shout so much. So I'm using my earbuds. I want you to confirm if you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you. We can.
But unajua
Amazing.
uko na namba ya chief.
I think we need to mute. Yes, thank you. Thank you, host, for muting so that we can be able to do this without hitches. Hi, everyone. Hi, how are you? How is everyone doing? My name is Carol, your health coach, and some of you call me Tatawa Muleo. I am honored. It is always an honor to come and join you. And thank you so much, Milka, for such a wonderful introduction. I am in a different place. I just woke up because I am not my usual timing. So if I am if my voice is not so clear, you forgive me. But I would want you to tell me if my voice is okay because I would want to use the earbuds. Tell me if it's clear because there is outside noise that I wanted to filter. Is it clear?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Amazing, Sawa. So welcome our dear members, all of us who have signed up. So far we are at number 33. Glad to see you, happy to see you as always. And thank you, IFNHP, Institute of Functional and Naturopathic Health Practice, for sponsoring this, for organizing this, for reminding us, and for being on toes. Annie woke me up very early. Annie, thank you so much. Milka, thank you so much. And all the other consultants at IFNHP. For those who are new, as Milka told us, Institute of Naturopathic and Health Practice is an institute where we learn about the functional and naturopathic ways of life where we can be able to reduce and manage diseases. We want to live to get healthy and stay healthy, you know? And thank you so much for you who have showed up. It is such a pleasure. If this is your first time, we have some rules. We have quite some rules. The first rule is you need to mute your mic. When you come in, you need to mute your mic. The second rule is you come with a pen, you come with a paper or a book, and then a glass of water. So if you don't have that and you can be able to access them, please go and get. Today I'm not taking water because I just woke up. I'm taking my herbal tea over here. And then this is my notebook and my pen. Why do we do that? Because we don't want us to learn blindly. We want to learn and we also want to document. Remember, all this information that I share, I don't bring in any new aspects. I just bring in what you knew and then I remind you. One of the biggest problem we are facing today as our generation or the generation before us, it's because our African parents and grandparents actually had this information, but they did not know how to document. And so instead of demonizing English, the language that we can be able to all understand easily, we should be able to use it to be more empowered than what our grandmothers and our great grandmothers did, because they were not empowered enough to document. So the Institute of Functional and Naturopathic Practice is committed to documenting the information, correct information on naturopathy and functional medicine. So that is why we need a notebook. That is why you need a pen. So don't just come to class. Imagine this is a free class. So don't just come to this class and sit there and not write something. Make sure you write something down, because when you write it down, not just on the paper and the pen, it also sticks in your mind. And who knows, maybe someone else will come and read that paper another time when you least expect, okay? So we are committed as Institute of Functional and Naturopathic Health Practice to document the naturopathic and functional ways of life. For those of us who have already joined our classes, you know that our classes are virtual, yes, but you have a workbook and you have a handbook. And at the graduation level, after you graduate, you get a very big handbook that you will keep referring. And I want to challenge those who have already graduated. I've been meeting quite a number of you. I recently met someone, and then they told me that every now and then, they usually read that big book that we gave them, and then they ask themselves, where do I start? I'll tell you, you don't have to start very far. You have to start with just what you have. And if you've not joined our classes and you would want to join, our cohort 4 is ongoing. The intake is ongoing. So talk to Annie. Annie, please, on the group, share the details on how to join the class for those who are interested. Those who are already in cohort 3, Congratulations. And though I know I have not been able to come to class because of I am in between travels, I know I'll be joining you very, very soon. So let's start our day with the conversation of the day. And today we had two topics. And we have two sessions. We have this morning session and the afternoon session. And the first session will talk about menopause. And menopause is one of those things that have been requested highly. Remember all these topics that we bring for you and we bring to you, we asked for a survey. We ask for a survey, and Annie has a whole well done graph of what topics are requested. So if you have a topic that you would want to for us to address, I don't know what had just happened. What just happened? Is it me who did this? Where did I go? Annie? What
can
is
hear
happening?
you, Karen.
Oh, but
I
you
think
can,
Karen
what?
is sharing her screen.
Oh, okay. But the screen is gone.
Let me ask her to stop sharing, but we can still hear you.
Okay, fine. Let's just continue then. So today we are going to talk about menopause. It is one of the most requested topics. And one of the reasons, one of the things that happens is because most people think menopause is bad or menopause is something by God's grace, I went through menopause at 27 years. So when I'm talking about menopause, it's something very personal for me. I went through premature menopause. There are two types. There is the natural and the mature menopause, the one that happens naturally. Then there is the premature, like what I went through. Someone would have gone through hysterectomy, and that is how they went through. Hysterectomy is the removal of the uterus. It can be radical, it can be total hysterectomy, and that means that woman will start going through menopause. Then there is the natural one, when the ovaries officially say, thank you so much. You have served the time, and now it's time for us to stop working because now we need you to concentrate on loving yourself, on being with yourself, on rewarding yourself, and accepting yourself. So the ovaries have a way of honoring the woman. Ovaries are the parts of your body which are located right across the belly button, below the belly button, on your right and on your left. You have two ovaries. A woman, the normal woman physiology, she was born with two ovaries. But then we have women who have conditions like Mullerian agenesis, MRKH, and they don't have either both ovaries, or they have double, or they have four, or they have, all these things. So the ovaries is where you are born, with around 200,000 eggs. Let's call them eggs. If also you're joining us for the first time, I like using layman's language. I am not a medical doctor, so I don't use them. I prefer using layman's language so that I can be able to help us understand these things. I am just a researcher. I am a health coach who have chosen to do a lot of research to be able to help break down this information in a language that you and I will understand. And so when the ovaries, when you were born as a woman, the ovaries were there. There are some eggs, or the ovaries, but then they were not maturing. But then you got to the puberty stage or the adolescent stage, and then they started maturing every month. Sometimes they can mature from both ovaries, sometimes from one ovary. And so every time an ova is released, ready for fertilization, there's a whole process. That is why I remind the women in the reproductive age that in a month you have at least 4 women in one. There's the follicle stage, there's the ovulation stage, there's when you're having your periods, then there's I can't remember the other one, but there are 4. When the egg is being released, when the egg is being hunted to find the best, when it is when the uterus is now releasing, thickening, and then after it thickens, after if there is no fertilization, the blood starts coming out. And that is when you call the monthly periods. So during puberty and all the reproductive age, you are going to have bleeding every once a month. That is the normal bleeding. It should be a consistent cycle. It should not be painful. It should not be painful at all. And it should maybe, when you're going through that process, there are women with 21 days cycle, there are women with 27 days cycle, there are women with 30, the worst, it should not go beyond 35 days, and it should not go less than 20 days. So every woman is created differently. Every woman has these periods. And maybe we will have a topic where we will be talking about why your periods should never be painful, why your teenagers' periods should never be painful. So during the reproductive age is when a woman is ready and fertile and can be able to conceive. Then it gets to a point when the world is, it was created by God, when your body, as it was created by God, it says, now we want to honor Carol, because she has been shedding blood every month. This woman has given out so much. She has given birth. If she's a mother, she has given out to everyone. She's at home everywhere. She's giving everyone. Now we want to remind her to love herself. We want to remind her to be there for herself. And that is when the ovaries meet, and then they decide, okay, of course they don't meet. I'm just being graphical. They don't meet. They don't just, you get what I'm talking about when I say when they meet. When the hormones are sent and they say, you know what, now the ovaries, we are quote unquote tired. So when the ovaries are tired, the hormones that are released are different. And also the feminine hormones, especially the estrogen, start declining. Now, this is the beautiful part about menopause, and that is the one that I want you to take home. You are watching there, and maybe you are going through menopause, or you're just about to go through menopause. The secret to menopause is accepting that this is a time that you are honored. I want you to see it as a honorary degree that you're being awarded for being a woman who has shed blood, the reproductive age, a woman who has given birth. And instead of seeing it as an animal, you start appreciating, you start accepting it, because this is a mark of wisdom. This is a mark of experience. This is your body saying, I am a woman. I have been fully functional, and I am fully experienced. Now I'm wise enough and I'm ready to be a grandmother. Because grandmothers are the mark of wisdom. Grandmothers, they might say they might have wrinkles, they might have gray hair, but then we respect them, we honor them. And just this morning, I was remembering a time when I asked my dad, may he rest in peace. I asked him, how come when I'm the one who gave him the first grandchild, how come when I gave birth, you seemed to love my child and spoil her so much? Then I was watching a TikTok video just before this, and I was watching how grandparents spoil their children. And my dad told me that when you become a grandparent, the love is so pure that it's a love that you have never experienced in this world. And the only thing you want to do is nourish that child, is to just spoil that child. And that is exactly what menopause should be. It should not be what we have labeled it to be. Menopause is a mark of wisdom, is a mark of appreciating the body and saying, you know what, you have been giving out, let us give back. Because that is why we have several symptoms of menopause, because there are 3 stages of menopause. There's the perimenopause, and there are some people who call it premenopause. There is the menopause itself, then there is the postmenopause. I have been postmenopausal for 12 years. And some bodies will be able to show symptoms, but then there are other women who will never understand what we are talking about. Now, surprise, surprise, even men have their own quote unquote menopause. Theirs is called andropause. So hold on and make sure that the next time we say we want to come and talk about andropause for men, make sure you bring your men, your brothers, your uncles, to tell them that maybe you don't understand what we are going through because we are menopausal, but we want to let you know that you also go through menopause called andropause. So now the menopause reminds your body, it remembers, the body literally remembers every mineral, every tear and wear that your body has gone through. This is the time that the body, the joints, the bones start to remember that we don't have enough collagen, that we don't have enough magnesium, that we don't have enough calcium, that we have a deficiency of vitamin D, that the hair starts thinning. The hair, some people, the hair thins, then others, they have excess hair. Why? Because the estrogen is down. When the estrogen goes down, the male hormone goes up. The male hormone is the testosterone. So some women will experience hair loss here at the middle of the head. That is testosterone dominance. Then there are some women whose hairline will start going from this part. That is estrogen dominance. And so our bodies will keep telling us what hormones are different. Like, for example, progesterone is one of the hormones, one of the feminine hormones. Now, out by default, because of change of hormones in my body, I went through a change of progesterone. And so I live with my breasts can change. My breasts keep changing. A woman, when they are going through menopause, the first stages of menopause, they might realize that their breasts are actually bigger than usual or smaller than usual. That's a play around with their progesterone. There's a woman who will tell you, I didn't have hips, but now all of a sudden I'm having hips. So that is also a woman with estrogen dominance. Then there's another one who had hips, who had a beautiful figure. Then all of a sudden she looks like number 11. No hips, no thighs, no nothing. And then they start becoming masculine. Now that's a testosterone dominance. That is why we keep insisting. At IFNHP, we teach you something called bio-individuality. So how my body will behave is not how Taniform's body will behave. It's not how Stella's body will behave. It's not how Milka's body will behave. So it is important for you as a woman, or for you as a man, to support your woman to get to know her body, to get to see and observe what changes are happening. Just like pregnancy, menopause has its own ways and means. You can wake up in the morning and feel, today I am on top of the world. I'm the most excited woman. I'm the happiest woman on earth. But then the next day or the next minute, you are angry, you are crying, you are sad. That is what we call the mood swings. The irritability gets high. Everything becomes very sensitive during menopause. So some of the symptoms, I'll randomly just mention some of the symptoms that some women experience. If you could be experiencing some of them, then it's important for you to know what to do. I've mentioned a number of them. I've talked about the hairline thinning. I've talked about some women who get beards. So menopause, it's always two ways. There are some people who will have a lot of sleep. They keep sleeping. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen those women in church or in chamas or in the taxis or matatus, where they keep dozing like this. It's not their fault. It's because the sleep is too much. And the funny part about that sleep, it comes during the day, and at night they don't have sleep. That is a symptom. Insomnia is also a symptom. But I'm not saying one symptom. If you have insomnia, that you have menopause. No, go and look, keep checking and ticking and ticking. If you have more than 10 of these symptoms, that is when you start questioning, how old am I? Where am I? So insomnia or oversleeping. There are women who start having hyperpigmentation. Their skin, whatever, different body parts can start having hyperpigmentation or skin changes. Some women will experience eczema, psoriasis, vitiligo, the skin diseases. The skin literally changes. Then some women will have very dry skin, others very oily skin. The skin changes from how it used to be. There are others who will really, really glow. They look like young girls, beautiful girls. And she looks very sexy and feeling all sexy. That is what happens to the skin. Then I've met quite a number of women who, unfortunately, the moment the perimenopause hit, they get a very bad body odor. Very bad. It smells like sulfur, like something, like I've seen a lady who cannot even use, she now lives alone because her children gone, her husband, no one can live with her. When she came to my office, we had to open doors and windows for the room to be aerated because the body odor is so deep. There are women who will experience bad breath and it came from nowhere. They brush their teeth, they do everything, but they keep experiencing bad breath. There are those who will have very, very bad smelling sweat, extremely bad and sharp sweat. They use deodorant, they use anything, but that sweat is, you see the sweat that most adolescents experience, some women experience it during menopause. Then there are those women who will experience vaginal dryness. Then there are those who will be excessively wet. They will have fluid coming out left, right, and center. We have women who have dry eyes. Then there are others who will have teary eyes. There are women who have dryness, like they don't have mucus, they don't have anything. Then there are others who have excess body fluids. There are some women who will have belly fat. Most women have complained about a random funny belly fat that just showed up around the waist. That I will try and explain in layman's language what happens. I think this is Carol's analogy. I'm not sure that it is scientifically proven. Our bodies are very, very smart, extremely, extremely smart. So what happens is that when the body signals that the ovaries are stopping to work, it thinks that the ovaries are in danger. Remember, your immune system is supposed to protect you. Your immune system is always alert, looking for danger. And so when the ovaries start slowing down, the estrogen starts going down, the body signals and says, this body is under attack. So what happens? They send fat. They send all the excess fat around the waistline so that they can cover all the other major organs, so that they don't die like the ovaries are dying. That is what I think that the mind of the body thinks. That is why most women during perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, they will complain of a very stubborn belly fat. They are not overeating, they are not having doing anything extra, but they are belly fat that is ugly. Yes, these are the words that they tell me, not me. Ugly belly fat and very stubborn. Women will experience gut problems. When you're menopausal, you will have extremely huge and exaggerated gut problems. First of all, the appetite will fluctuate. It either goes down or goes up. Number two, the bloating, the gas, the acidity, the H. pylori, the gastritis, all these gut problems, that constipation, diarrhea, piles, hemorrhoids, all those gut problems, they become hyper, they become too much. And then you keep doing this. You have the acidity, you go buy antacid, it comes and calms you down. You think that you have healed, then you will go and kill the amount of acid in your stomach. And then after it kills, it doesn't know how to digest food. Then you'll be bloated because the food is not digested. Then you will keep taking medication and then you will keep feeling bad. Hold on. Take your paper and pen. I'll tell you what to do to help with gut problems. But most women experience gut problems. There are some women, remember perimenopause, the woman is still having their monthly periods, but they are irregular. They start alternating. Some of them start jumping. Some of the menses become heavy as the uterus is saying goodbye. You can imagine the kind of fight that the body goes through every time, because I was used to releasing an egg. I was used to having periods every month. Then why are you telling me not to do that? And yet that is what I know as my work. So the uterus also cries. I love these analogies because I always imagine when you had guests and they didn't show up, or when it's time to let go, the guests had come, you had prepared your home, and you had made it look so good. So when the guests leave, you have to really get tired to clean up. So even the uterus is like, but why? Why are you letting me go? Why are you stopping me from doing my work? So it really cries. And that explains why some women experience heavy bleeding, because the uterus is fighting back and forth. It's thinning and thickening and thinning and thickening, and it doesn't really understand. That is the same period that some women are told they have fibroids, they have cysts, they have some of them are actually told endometriosis because the uterus is misbehaving. But I say this, when you are in the stages of menopause, the moment you hit 35 and above, these days, yes, because of our diet, some women are getting these things earlier. But the moment you hit 35 and above, and you notice your periods are different, you notice that your breasts are tender or soft or they have a problem. When you go for a diagnosis, and I am hoping and I'm praying that there are doctors here, I hope there are health practitioners here. Whenever you check a woman, the reproductive age, they're 35 and above, and you check them, you make a diagnosis before you jump into conclusion of let's do surgery, let's do these hurried treatments. Sit down with this woman and try to understand where she is in life. I feel so sad when I meet women who underwent even surgery when they did not even need that surgery. I'll give you an example. After I went through menopause, my auntie and my mom, they are my very good friends. If you watch my videos, you know I refer to Auntie Shiko and my mom so much. And so after I went through menopause, their years came far much later. Auntie Shiko, when she was going through menopause, she went to a gynecologist and she was told they can identify some fibroids. And I told her, don't worry, you are in that stage. This is nothing to worry about. And then because of course our human nature, she could not fully believe me. So I sent her to one of my gynecologist friends who I know is a genuine man. Dr. Mwasia, Dr. Nicholas Mwasia in Mata Hospital, God bless you, and Equity Afia. Dr. Mwasia really understands. He's actually also the one who helped me understand andropause, and he's my very good friend. So I sent my auntie to Dr. Mwasia. And then they had this conversation, and Dr. Mwasia analyzed, and then he looked at the diagnosis, did another test, another what is it called, ultrasound or something, and then he advised her and told her, don't worry, relax, this happens during menopause. And she was like, Caro had told me the same thing. And I told her, no, there's nothing to worry. So after a few months, after, we just checked on the diet, just helped her understand what her body was going through. And after a few weeks, she went for another ultrasound and the fibroids were not there. Guess what? What if she had met a doctor who was rushing her to go and do the surgery? They were not necessary. Some women, as the uterus is fighting, it creates the two fibroids. We have two types of fibroids. We have the harmful ones and the harmless ones. There are some harmless ones that you can live with. I know quite a number. My mentor, one of my mentors, who I'll not mention her name here, but she's one of the women I really admire. I remember when she was in her 50s, she was telling me, I was told I have fibroids, but I was told I can live with them. So my caution for you is the moment you are diagnosed with anything, cysts, fibroids, and you're 35 years and above, like for example, at 35, when the body is trying to prepare for this, the next phase, as the body is going through a midlife crisis, as the body is saying, please give us children before you expire, most women are diagnosed with breast lumps. Breast lumps that are hormonal. I was diagnosed with breast lumps, and three people had misdiagnosed the lumps and said they are breast cancer. So before you rush into anything, woman, please take a deep breath. Ask yourself, where am I in life? What also could have contributed? Because when the diet is different, when stress levels are high, some of these things will happen and they will come to you as a woman. So some women during menopause and also during the 3 stages of menopause, because of declined estrogen, they have low libido, they have no sexual desire, they quote unquote become men. They don't want a man anywhere near them because the bodies are it's a man trapped in a woman's body, because the women, the feminine hormones are going down, the male hormones are coming up. That is when you see, allow me to say it in Kiswahili first, and then we try and translate it in English. You see some women becoming kichwa ngumu. Kichwa ngumu is what? Hard-headed. They become hard-headed, and their husbands are complaining left, right, and center that she has changed, she has become very hard-headed. It's not hard-headedness, it is just that the testosterone is high. It's just that she's thinking straight, she's using logic and not emotions. She's when you are on high on testosterone, you use logic, you are very active. You will notice that around between 3 a.m. and 10 a.m. you are thinking, you are doing business, you are lifting heavy things, you find yourself making very serious decisions, you are moving items in your house. We recently had a meet and greet in Kampala, and we had a whole 1 hour of discussing menopause. One of our friends shared, and I hope she's here. One of our friends shared how she felt she needed to get rid of everyone and everything. Even her refrigerator was just irritating her. Her microwave, everything in the house. She sent the children away to their aunties and everyone. She just wanted to be alone for a whole week. And I was assuring her that is normal. That is very normal. There are days you wake up and you don't want to see a soul in your life. Then there are days you want to be clingy. It depends with the hormones that are happening. What is happening? Which other symptom did I forget? We've talked about the gut, we've talked about the hair, the skin. Of course, this is when the wrinkles are exaggerated. This is also when you're getting the gray hair. Stop fighting the gray hair. The gray hair is a mark of wisdom, mommy. Don't stop fighting them. Joint, this is when most women, there is bone density starts going down. This is when most women are diagnosed with osteoarthritis, some rheumatoid arthritis if they are under stress. Because remember, menopause, because of the chemical changes, some women get prone to depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and the irritability, the mood swings, because there is a very, it's like there's a roller coaster of emotion, of hormones being released and not released the normal way. So some women experience mental health challenges, heart palpitations, very high palpitations. I know them because I experienced them. You feel like your heart is beating from here, like you're just walking and you feel like I need to stand because I cannot move from here, because if I move, I might fall. And that is around the time that most women are also told they are hypertensive. Before, again, you are told you're hypertensive and you run to take medication, be careful. Some of these things, you don't need the medication. You need to understand the lifestyle. You need to understand what is happening. You need to manage your emotions, and then do the diet that will help you in balancing the blood pressure. Don't you think that even I, if especially if I'm under so much pressure, even when I'm under so much stress, we were sharing with my friend the other day. We share the year of birthday, and she turned 40. That's the other day, and she keeps thinking she's older than me because she's few months older than me, but it's okay. And we were discussing how some days you wake up and you feel the palpitations, you feel like you're sweating, you feel you don't even know what you're feeling, and then you think it is hypertension. So we met, and we both had the Stanley's cup, and we were drinking hibiscus like no one's business. We were like, you know what, we are not getting to hypertension. No. So my question is, the moment you're told you have hypertension, before you are fully diagnosed, it should be able to be monitored for quite some time. So don't rush into taking medication, because your mind and your body become dependent on that medication. The medication eventually, me and you know, and if there is any medical practitioner here, they will tell you that yes, the medication, when taken over a long period of time, they come with their side effects. So why do you want to start yourself on a journey that eventually will bring you forth problems? So the day, if you are here, you are watching, you have not been told that you have palpitations, the blood pressure is alternating. Please allow me to do this. The blood pressure keeps alternating. Monitor for a certain period of time. change, see the diet, manage the stress, sleep well. Some of us are not hypertensive. We are just not sleeping. Some of us are just not sleeping. Some of us are just stressed about God knows what. Some of us will not even sit down and listen to themselves because we are busy. 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 The day you will find that you can stop everything and stop being there for everyone else and sit down with yourself and do nothing but love yourself, but accept yourself, but show yourself some love, that is when you'll be fully self-aware and self-love. This thing of, I love myself, I take myself out, taking yourself out is not self-love. Making your nails is not self-love. Buying yourself clothes is not self-love. Self-love is internal. Self-love is genuinely when you can spend time by yourself. Some of us here cannot spend 5 minutes without checking the phone, the TV, the radio. I want to dare you today, do a measure of how much you love yourself and take 5 minutes of your time every day, 5 minutes. No phone, no TV, not doing dishes. You're not talking to your husband. You're not talking to your children. It's just you and you and you enjoying your own company. The day that happens, you will be so liberated, you will not believe. But then women told me that they were taught to be so active, they were taught to be busy by their mothers that anytime they are not busy, they feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. Don't. Don't even feel guilty for not answering calls. For those who know me, when it's my time out, it's time out. My phone has been off the last few weeks because it's time for me. Because if I don't refill, how then will I come to this webinar and refill you? So it's important. And the secret to menopause, now I am going to the secrets to menopause. I've said several symptoms. Of course, there are like more than 40. If you're on our WhatsApp group, I will share at least 40 symptoms of menopause. We have cold flashes, hot flashes, thinning hair, too much hair, gut issues, weight gain, weight loss, bone density, osteoarthritis, hypertension, heart palpitations, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, insomnia, oversleeping, dry vagina, dry eyes, tingling ear. You hear your ears, you are like feeling tingling. Then there are those women who tell me they feel like there's a bell inside their head saying krung, 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 inside the head. Those are symptoms of menopause. Metallic taste. Some women will tell you they are feeling metallic taste. Shock. There are days when my ions are not well balanced, when I can be greeting you like this and I just move, or I touch anything metallic and I'm shocked by anything and everything. That is when, first of all, I have observed my body. I have learned that the shock comes when I'm stressed, when I am not well rested. When I'm not well rested, that is Carol. I have been observing this body. Even my gut really misbehaves when I'm not rested. If you have my book, my recent book, Recruited from the Pits, I have in a small way talked about my journey with menopause, and I hope it will be able to help you. If you don't have it, please get it. I'm also hoping and I'm praying to God that we'll be able to finalize on a book that we are doing on menopause. So now we have talked about the symptoms. Maybe you're identifying some of them. Maybe you are not identifying with what we are talking about. Maybe you have already gone through all these things. Then maybe you will never know what we are talking about. So now, what are the secrets on how to manage these symptoms? One is acceptance. Accepting that this is the stage you are in. I have noted with a lot of concern that the women who stay longer, because remember menopause symptoms, the premenopause can last between 3 months and 15 years. The women who last longer in the disturbed period, they have several characteristics. One, they are not accepting that is the stage they are in. Number two, they keep hopping from here to here to here to here. They are taking medication for headaches. They are taking medication for sleep. They are taking medication for osteoarthritis. They are taking medication for hypertension. They are taking many tablets that are interfering with now the process. Number 3, they are here, they are spiritually. When they feel discomfort, instead of looking within themselves, they go from this church, from this religion to this one. They are angry at God. They are crying to God. They want Carol's God. They want Rose's God. They want this one. Spiritually, they are disturbed. Instead of looking within. For those who are Christians, we say that he who that is in you is greater than he who that is in the world. So why are you going to look for yourself without? You are within. That is why I'm saying you have to make time for yourself. And that is the 4th characteristic of the women who struggle so much with menopausal issues. Women who will not sit down and settle. They are always up and down, doing God knows what for everyone else except themselves. If you are that kind of a woman who can never say no, you are in every meeting, you are in every church, you are everywhere. You want to feel utilized. You want to feel needed. Some of us women, we are addicted to being needed. And anytime we are not needed, we actually get stressed because we think. And also remember, when your children, when you are giving birth and when you are raising them, they needed you. Now, around this age, the children are grown and they don't need you. That is when you see some women going back to giving birth because they still are addicted to being needed. Hallelujah. I love this topic because sometimes it stings, and I hope there's someone who is being stung. I hope there's someone who is being stung. If you're being stung, unmute the mic and do this. So there are those women who will never rest. Never, never rest. You will suffer with menopause longer if you can't take a break from everything and from everyone. And perfectionist, that is number 5. Most perfectionists suffer with menopause. If you want everything to be perfect, because you're trying to control things and people who cannot be controlled. So if you want to enjoy your menopausal journey, stop trying to control things. Flow with the current. Just be a happy, flowy woman who is flowing with the current. That has been my secret. That, okay, it didn't work out. All right, let's do this. If you're a perfectionist, you're gonna suffer, my sister. The other characteristic, of course, if you're always busy, you never rest. The other characteristic of women who suffer with menopause is those who never rest. You never take rest. You never take a break. You never sleep well. Whenever you are fatigued, you will have a problem with sleeping. Whenever you are not able to sleep well, you will have headaches. When you are having headaches, you will be irritable. When you are irritable, you will not be able to eat well. And then when you're not able to eat well, you will have gut problems and blah 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 and such things. Okay, so it's important for you to rest, find sleep. Then characteristic of women who have women who are suffering with menopause, characteristic number 7 is women who have unresolved trauma, unhealed issues. You want to bring your childhood issues, which you pretend you don't have, you want to bring forth to everyone. So you go hitting and kicking everyone. Have you ever met women in traffic who are just angry at God knows who? Have you ever seen women who are in church, the older ones, who are just making life miserable for the younger ones? You know, they have so many unresolved issues and they are choosing not to be happy, not to be joyous. So this woman won't even sit down and listen, because one of the beauty that menopause gave me as a young woman, and it gives you as a woman, is the ability to sit and listen. Then take in deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, think with wisdom, and then respond. When you are younger, you are yapping left, right, and center. You are here, you are there. These days, menopause, calm down. When someone is talking, listen. If you're here and you are a bit younger, or maybe you're going through menopause, or you have gone through menopause, you remember those days when, for the women who are married, those days when you are going through marital problems, and then you ran to your mother, and then you talked and cried and shouted and yeah, or your mother or your mentor or an older woman. And she listens and then tells you, finish eating, pack your bags and go back home. And you felt like your mother was not even understanding. You remember those days? You remember, if you're here, and it's not just even about marriage. You remember those days when you're a bit younger, you were in the office, And then you have these grievances, you go to your boss, and if your boss is wise, you go and blah, 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 and then the boss just listens and then responds with wisdom as if nothing has happened. Then you leave that space feeling, ah, la, 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 la. It was not that big. You remember those days? So now menopause comes you down and tells you it's okay. Now you are at the space of offering the world your wisdom. You are not giving out blood, you're not giving out an ova, you are giving out wisdom. So this is when to also refill all the minerals that your body is lacking. We have some cars, some of us own cars, and every once in a while we take the cars for service. When was the last time you took your car for service? So whether you like it or not, if you're selfish, if you don't love yourself, you will not invest in yourself. When you're going through perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause is the time you have to love yourself and invest in yourself. This is not the time to go complaining that Epsom salt is expensive and it is just 800 shillings, because you need the Epsom salt to refill your magnesium. Magnesium is the mineral that helps you break down the calcium and vitamin D. And that is what the question that I always pose. We are in Africa, there is sunlight. And we are told that the best source of vitamin D is sunlight. So then how come that women in Africa are having deficiency in vitamin D? It's because they simply don't have magnesium and they have a deficiency of magnesium, or it is too slow, because magnesium is the mother who helps you absorb the vitamin D in your body and break it down in ways that it can be used. Magnesium is also the guy who helps calcium to be absorbed by your body. So some of you are having osteoarthritis, some of you are having bone problems, back problems, and I don't know what. You go to hospital, you're given capsules for calcium, but then they don't give you magnesium. You're doing a lot of zero work. So you need magnesium. So from here, whether you are having a problem or not, I don't have a problem, but every once in a while, I think even the day before yesterday and yesterday, and the last 1 week, I have been soaking my body in a bathtub with Epsom salt, with there's another salt here that I got. There's another salt here that I got where I was because I couldn't carry Epsom salt. And so when I'm traveling, the first things I pack is essential oils because I need quality sleep. That is why there is a bedding spray to help you sleep well. So you can now talk after this, the things I'll mention from R&B, you can talk to any of our salespeople and they will tell you where to get them. Please don't ask me the prices. I don't know all the prices. My head is all over. So I always carry my bedding spray. I always carry my decongestant. They're actually there. They're somewhere there. You know, I am away from home, but you can see my table next to the safe. It is full of things. The first thing when I'm packing, when I'm traveling, I don't focus so much on clothing. Like I focus on the things that will matter. What will make me sleep well? The bedding spray, the decongestant, the Epsom salt. I'm not able to carry, but every town I go to, I know I can access bath salts. And very soon we will be giving you wholesome bath salts as R&B. But for now, we have bicarbonate of soda and Epsom salt. But we will be making a menopausal bath salt to help you relax. So even when I'm home, after every 1 or 2 weeks, I have to soak in Epsom salt and bicarbonate to refill my magnesium. So for me to be able to also sleep well, I'm also observant on what I'm drinking, especially as I go to bed. Even as I sit here where I am, I'm not able to carry I'm seated here, I get my tea bag because it was bulky to carry to carry the hibiscus. I have my tea. So the teas that you can invest in, that you can be taking to help you relax, to be able to sleep well, that we have the hibiscus tea to help restore the estrogen. We have the chamomile tea. Chamomile tea will calm you down, calm your nerves down. You can also take what is it called? The indigenous tea. The indigenous tea will also help you calm down. The catch is, please don't drink and go to bed. Don't drink then go to bed. Of course, you'll wake up to pee. So what do? 2 hours before, you start sipping the tea slowly, slowly. And remember, during the day, for the gut problems, you have been sipping the herbal teas, which I will tell you for the gut. Now we are addressing resting, sleeping and feeling relaxed. We refill our magnesium with cacao or cocoa if you like it. Cacao, I always talk about cacao, the dark chocolate, the original dark chocolate. For those who have tried, you can tell me that the original dark chocolate actually does the magic. Drinking plenty of water, the bedding spray, the decongestant, investing in the Epsom bath. Yeah, that will help you relax. Then now let us look at the gut, because if the gut is not okay, you'll not be able to sleep well. So for you to have a healthy gut as a menopausal woman, you cannot do without probiotics. By the way, you can't. Let me just be very honest with you. Probiotics and prebiotics, you cannot do without them because your gut bacteria are really messed up. I've seen Tani from here, and I hope Tabby is here because these two, I have been watching them online and I see the kind of work that they are doing. I know they are really encouraging people to talk out, to do, encouraging women about the probiotics. I'm glad to see my students doing it out there for me and representing, being healthy life ambassadors. I'm watching Taniform transform women's lives by teaching them about the diet. And one of the part of the diet is the probiotics. Now, kombucha, yes, we sell kombucha and it is lovely, it's beautiful, but it is not the only probiotic. So I don't want to sit here and lie to you that you only need R&B's kombucha. No, there are so many varieties of probiotics and prebiotics. The CMOS gel is also it has the prebiotic effect. The baobab powder, it has the prebiotic. Apple cider vinegar is prebiotic. Kombucha is probiotic. So what's the difference between prebiotic and probiotic? So prebiotic gives a breeding ground for the good bacteria. So remember, you have in your gut, you have most of the good and the bad bacteria. So the prebiotic will be able to give a breeding ground, a good breeding ground for the gut bacteria. But the probiotic gives a good breeding ground, but also kills the excess and the bad bacteria. So probiotic is more prominent, but you need both. And for you to sort out any problem that you have, any gut problem, any skin problem, any hair problem, any nails problem, any other problem that is related to the gut, which is almost every other problem, you need yes, Gracious Health Solutions. Yes, that she has indicated on the chat box the other types of probiotics. You need probiotics as a woman. You cannot be going through and yogurt. We have misused that thing. Yogurt used to be really good, but we have put too much sugar, we have put too much culture, so it is not as it was meant to be. You would rather even do maziwa mala or something that you have fermented in your home. But I'll stop it at go and research on the other probiotics and prebiotics. That's the first solution for the gut. 2, the best remedy for the gut of a menopausal woman, CMOS gel mixed with baobab powder. And that is where you mix other products. Every time I am on a break, I write a book. I love writing, and pray for me that I finally publish these books that I have written. For the last 2-3 days, I've been working on a book inspired by Salome. I've seen Salome here from Kampala, inspired by Salome. And I am doing combinations of CMOS that will help you when you have different health conditions. One of them is menopause. How do you release? How do you help? And I'm using myself and the other women I have been able to work with. So CMOS gel as a menopausal woman, please don't live without it, because it will help you in so many ways that you can't believe. Now, let us refill our bone. Let us make sure that our bone have calcium, our bones have strength. Stop looking for calcium from dairy products, my friends. Dairy is highly inflammatory. But dairy was initially never a problem. It is us who changed how we are raising our cows and all these things. We feed our cows nonsense. We feed our ground nonsense. And so our cows give us nonsense. So they are highly inflammatory. Sources of calcium. We have the baobab fruit powder. We have the CMOS gel. We have the avocado seed powder. We have the cassava leaves tea. We have the indigenous leaves tea. We have the Prunus africana tea. We have a variety of foods that will be able to refill your calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium levels and balance them. For those who are going through heart palpitations, hypertension, and heart blood pressure, the hypertension or hypotension, you need to reduce on the sodium amounts that you're taking. This is one of the reasons why we take away the table salt from your table. Stop cooking and using table salt. Instead, use pink Himalayan salt, Celtic salt, or sea salt, which is balanced. It's a salt that has all the balance. Go and look at the table salt. It is sodium iodine, and it's highly iodized. It's processed, you know. So what it does is that it will harden your arteries, and then you will keep having the same problem. For the skin, stop applying. Remember, every lotion you apply on your body, your skin is the biggest detoxifying organ you have. It is like you're feeding. Whatever you're applying on your body, can you eat it? If you can't eat it, if that lotion of that company that I'm not going to mention, that lotion you're applying, would you know the ingredients? If you don't know the ingredients, would you eat that lotion? Because your skin is the biggest detoxifying factor. So we need to move to applying body butters. We need to move to applying sweet almond oils, coconut oils, olive oils, black seed oils that we can be able to nourish our skins. Be careful. Some of us are doing all the feeding, we eat all the good foods, but then we apply things that are also, we forget that they actually get to our blood system. The deodorant you're using, what are you using on your skin? So we have the anti-aging collagen cream for those who want to go anti-wrinkles. We have the collagen powder, which you can drink to refill the collagen. Collagen is the protein that holds you together, the protein that holds your tissues, ligaments, and muscles together and keeps you strong. So that's how it's anti-wrinkles. We have the rose water for the toner. So just observe what you are eating, observe what you are applying, and then finally, and not the least, if you join our class, for those who have joined our class, you will be taught about breath, how to control yourself using breath. You'll be taught about how to calm yourself down. We have to put time aside and say, this is my me time. You now also have to learn how to do the deep breath. If you feel like crying, you need to cry. If you feel like screaming, you need to scream. You need to allow and be kind to yourself. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you're feeling. It's never that serious. Stop being so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. And then if you are experiencing the hot flashes and all these problems, we have a tea that we prepared for you called Menopause Relief Tea, which will be able to alienate. English is gone. Is it alienate? Like reduce. Yes, reduce the symptoms. Not to take them away because this is a natural process. No, we don't give you the tea to take away the problem, because it's not a problem to take away the menopause. No, menopause is a natural process. We do not interfere with it as naturopaths. Instead, we ease the struggles. And then when you understand this, finally and not least, two things, you have to love yourself, and two, be self-aware. Understand your body, understand your mind, understand your soul, understand your spirituality, understand all these things. Now, guess what? When you join our class, you can learn much, much, much more about the 12 circles of life. Before I go, because our time is up, there are foods that aggravate menopause. The highly inflammatory foods aggravate menopause. Wheat, dairy, sugar, refined sugars, refined starches, they will aggravate menopause. Maybe we'll have another session where we will talk about why and how these foods aggravate. If you're there and you're struggling with menopausal symptoms that are very severe, I dare you, 21 days, drop sugar, drop coffee, drop starches and wheat, and then you come and tell me. I am so glad that you took time to listen to me, not because I know it all. I'm also in the learning process. I share my personal experience, but as God has empowered me to. I am your health coach, and I look forward to learning more with you. And I hope to see you in the next session. I know we need to have questions. If anyone, I'll give 5 minutes for questions, and then I'll be able to answer. So if you have a question or a comment, you can also write on the chat box. And remember, I can see our R&B team is well represented. I'm seeing Salome here from Kampala. You can talk to Salome from Kampala. I've seen, who else is here? I'm seeing Irene from Nanyuki. Irene from Nanyuki is here. Lucy from Nakuru, good to see you. Lucy from Nakuru R&B, happy to see you. Milka from Mwea, Kirinyaga, I can see you. Ruth Imbira from Thika, our headquarters. Hi, Ruth, and I'm seeing Stella Njeri from Ruiru shop. Is shea butter good to rub on the body? Yes, 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 yes. Shea butter is natural from a source of good oil, good butter, good oil, good, what is it called? I was about to say mafuta. Yes, shea butter is really good. If you want to see, I mean, you guys, people who use shea butter, of people from West Africa, West Africa and Uganda, you guys can share. I know you have good testimonies about shea butter. Yes, Milka from Where is here. Yes, what are the thoughts on tallow butter? I don't have a problem with it. It is a lesser devil. It's a lesser evil. I know there has been a very serious discussion. Actually, on my way here, I was reading I'm reading a very interesting book, and this book is really making me think. Let me see if I can find that book I show you. And I keep forgetting. Annie keeps asking me to send you photos of the books that I keep talking about, and I keep forgetting. But when I come back, I'll do that. I'm reading this book, and it is really intriguing. I'm reading about diabetes. I'm very curious about diabetes, and there's a very huge discussion on the fats. Carol, what I know is animal fats they are not as bad as the hydrogenated fats that we get. So initially they used to argue that it will increase the bad cholesterol, but I think it's a discussion that is, yeah, but it is okay to use the tallow butter. Personally, I use it. I use ghee, I use macadamia and olive oil and coconut oil. Remedies for bad breath. You have cloves. You can chew cloves and cinnamon sticks instead of chewing gum or something. Then you also need to do probiotics, Wambui. Engage probiotics, include the probiotics in your system so that it can clean from outside, from the inside. How do you know fibroids are harmful or not? Cuneiform. They are harmful when you are bleeding, when you are in pain, and when they are dehydrating you. Cocoa is not available yet. We are still waiting on it. Grace is here. Grace and yeah, Grace, thank you. Good to see you. Grace in Eldoret, Safina Plaza, Ronald Ngala Street, next to MKU Towers. Mwea, yes, thank you so much, Milka. Mwea is located behind Soko Baraka or the Soko Mjinga. Soko Mjinga in Mwea Grupani, and her phone number is on the chat. Hi, Carol, do you recommend sunscreen? Harriet, I will share my experience as usual. I use rosehip and carrot oil as my sunscreen. I traveled and my carrot oil finished. And because I am me, I went to the shop to look for this, and I got this because I didn't have R&B where I am. I had to go and look for this. This has been my sunscreen, Carrot Miracle, carrot oil. So for me, I believe depending on your skin, I actually recently went to a very harsh area, like around May. I went to a very hot area. Asia is very, very, very hot. And My daughter and I used rosehip and carrot oil, and we never had problems. The problem is we have been lied to that the sunscreen must have, I don't know what chemicals and I don't know what. So you can try, because Harriet, I am suspecting this is Harriet from Uganda. If it's the skin that I know, you can use carrot oil and rosehip oil. Is it the skin that I remember I saw you in, that you can use that? Let me see. Yes, Grace, Caroline Nyawira. Hi, Caroline Nyawira. Hi, how are you? How do you feel with brain fog and memory issues? Yes, Elizabeth, those are some of the symptoms of menopause. And so you need to refill. It is your brain also saying, your brain is begging for three things. One, it is begging for sleep, quiet sleep, relax, sleep, sleep, sleep. Two, it is begging for water, plain water. Three, it is begging for omega fatty acids, omega 3, 6, and 9. So you have to feel. So what I've been doing for my mom with brain fog and memory issues, I've been mixing for her 1 tablespoon of collagen powder, 1 teaspoon of spirulina powder, 2 tablespoons of CMOS gel, 1 tablespoon of baobab powder, and every morning that is what she takes. Then during the day, she takes indigenous tea mixed with rosemary, and I have been seeing it work magic. So let me repeat that, Elizabeth, for your sake. This is what I've been giving my mother with memory fog and forgetfulness, and it has been working wonders for her. So you can try this. 1 tablespoon of collagen powder. 2, you add 1 teaspoon of spirulina powder. 3, you add 1 tablespoon of baobab powder. Then you add 2 tablespoons of CMOS gel. And then during the day, you take at least 3 to 5 cups, 3 to 8 cups of indigenous leaf tea mixed with rosemary. But if you have hypertension, you do not take rosemary because it will lower the blood pressure. But if you have hypertension, there's no problem taking rosemary. It takes it down. So yes, memory fog and forgetfulness is one of the issues. The brain is also getting tired. Remember, it's there and where. Remember all the trauma. Remember all the pain you have gone through. Your brain is when it is remembering. Harriet, happy to see you, and I hope you said hi to your husband. I hope you hugged him for me. What is indigenous tea? Pauline, someone talk to Pauline. Pauline, kindly give us your number, then we will talk to you. And if you are not on the WhatsApp group, kindly join the WhatsApp group. Tell Annie to make you join the WhatsApp group. Then let us meet in the WhatsApp group, and Annie or Ruth or whoever is here or Salome will help me explain what indigenous leaves tea. I have taught so many people, I don't have to explain everything. What about shoulder and big toe? What have they done, Kate Kirika? Kindly talk about cyst for young girls between 15 and 20. Connie, I would love to. Connie, I would really, really love to, but allow us to just talk about menopause. Suggest that as a topic to Annie so that it can come and get its own airtime. Pauline's number, R&B sales team, kindly take Pauline's number and tell her what indigenous leaves tea is. Her number is on the chat box. So someone quickly pick that number. Same question for me. What is indigenous tea? Rosemary Nzuki is also asking. So Rosemary, kindly give us your number and someone will reach out to you. Kate Kirika, your body is almost telling you that it might get arthritis, but that is when we said we refill. So Kate Kirika, talk to any of my team members. Belly fat. We have a belly fat burning tea, but sometimes because the menopause fat is very stubborn, you need to do a lot. So this is how I manage my belly fat. I don't know who this is, but you have a number there. This is how, as Carol, I do it. I do a lot of fasting, intermittent fasting. I have reduced my intake to 1 meal a day, and I'm okay. I've taken away dairy, sugar, wheat. Those things help me in getting rid of the belly fat. And then, of course, I take our belly fat burning tea faithfully together with propolis. And purple tea is my favorite in terms of burning fats. Nakuru branch, we are located at Uchumi Business Center, shop number G32 behind Naivas Kenyatta Avenue. And Lucy has given her phone number. It is there. So Rosemary Nzuki, R&B sales team, go to chat box and take Rosemary's contact and reach out to her, explain to her about indigenous. I've been infusing terere seeds with guava leaves, rosemary, and mint. Is that okay? Very, very, very okay. Remember, terere seeds are rich in proteins. They are rich in omega. Remember, guava and rosemary will help you with memory boost. So well done, Jen. That is good. I would like to be in the WhatsApp group. Liz Mukui, Annie, there is Liz who would want to be a part of the WhatsApp group. Kindly take that number. Carol, I dozed a lot during the day. I'm afraid of losing my job. What do you recommend? Yes, Caroline Nyawera. This is one of the symptoms of menopause. And what you do, this is what I would recommend, is that you get so tired in the evening. If you can be able to do exercises in the morning and then exercises in the evening, because what needs to be done is that we need to help the brain to do the reversal. Because I suspect that when you do so much during the day, at night you don't sleep so well, or if you sleep another heavy, tiring sleep. So if you can be able to incorporate exercises in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes, you can go to YouTube and look for someone called home walkouts. You go and do 10 to 15 minutes, and then we do that. Then also, if you can, Caroline Nyawera, get rid of wheat completely, get rid of dairy and sugar completely, and then you see how the body goes. I had a hysterectomy last year. I'm suffering with passing very bad gas no matter what I eat. What can I take? Lydia, indigenous leaves tea together with purple tea and taking kombucha should be able to help you, and also be patient with yourself. The hysterectomy comes with such side effects. Someday we will come and have a topic on hysterectomy and the side effects. Also, you can join our online global support for women who have gone through hysterectomy. It's called Hyster Sisters. The way hysterectomy is written, you say Hyster, then sisters. Just write hystersisters.com. My hair has thinned in the middle. What do you do? Liz, in the middle, testosterone is high. We have to find ways of upping the game of estrogen. My goodness, this topic is too huge. We might not be able to do it in 1 hour. So some of the things you need to do, I wish. Oh, we had a very good session in Kampala. For those who attended, we had a whole session on this, and I wish you came for that session. Anywho, it's okay. Elizabeth, we need to up your estrogen. You need to take hibiscus tea, but that alone will not help. You need to find time to go to the spa, cry, find a way of being a woman. When the hair is thinning in the middle, you're being more of a man. You're making more manly decisions. You're using more of your logic. That is what is happening. Testosterone is high. G Mugambi also wants to be on the WhatsApp group. Annie, I hope you're collecting all these numbers and adding them. A friend was told to boil mukindori roots for back pain and said it worked. Please clarify. I might not know because I have not done that, but that's a research we can be able to do. But that I know mukindori is the croton tree, and it has so many benefits. It's antibiotic, antifungal, anti-God knows what. Margaret Wambui, thank you, Carol, for the lesson. Upcoming graduate here, reducing the wheat, milk, sugar, and taking herbal teas has helped me manage my weight. Yay! Thank you so much, Margaret Wambui. I love you guys. I would want to continue with this, but our time is up and I have to go and attend to someone else. So kindly, we did hormonal imbalance, Jane. We had hormonal imbalance last time. So you can look for the recordings. And for those who are on the WhatsApp group, I hope to see you there. See you later in the afternoon. I would love to continue, but now I have to go and attend to someone else. If you'd like to join our classes, talk to Annie. Annie, those who wanted to join our class, you can take the phone numbers and add them. And for all our salespeople, thank you so much. God bless you. All our shops are located in different places. We have seen Nakuru, we have seen Mwea, we know our headquarters is in Thika. We are in Nairobi town, we are in Kampala, Uganda. We are in Ruiru, Kihunguro, we are in Kiambu town, we are in Nanyuki town, we are in so many different places. All right, asante sana Kondi, thank you. Meritani Form, thank you so much. God bless you. I really, really enjoyed this session. So allow me to go. But before I leave, I think I'll hand it over to Milka so that she can do the final closing remarks. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, Eunice. I hope, yes, it was very insightful. Thank you so much, Eunice. All right, thank you very much. Milka, over to you.
Thank you so much, Carol. That was a very wonderful session, very insightful. You've made it sound so, because it's a phase that we are all going to go through. And for those of us who are not yet there, at least you've given us hope, and we'll be able to maneuver around it, and we'll find our way around it. Thanks to you for making us know that it is very important to love ourselves. It is very important to even look at our diet, look at what we are eating, love ourselves much more, ensure that we are taking enough sleep, we are doing away with the anti-inflammatory foods that could later lead to other problems in the future. By the way, Carol she is still on her leave, and she's so much dedicated and very passionate in guiding us through the natural resources and the naturopathic practices that we can go by in our day-to-day lives to help us understand how to deal with menopause. I can see our men here, and I'm sure that we have learned a thing or two. We've been able to have a better understanding, and we are going to even help our sisters out there, our parents, our loved ones to go through the phase. And for that, thank you so much, Carol. And we'll see you all in our next session. We are going to have a second session on gut health at 2 p.m. No, at 1 p.m. Sorry. Yes, so we have a 1 hour break. And thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for making it an interactive session. And to Carol, a big thank you from all of us. Asanteni sana. And that marks the end of our first webinar of the day. Have a good day ahead.